happening, everybody? Welcome back, man. Jackpot DFS. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great Sunday as far as hitting some cash and winning some money and all that yesterday. Had some letdowns. Obviously, I thought Jones would be a great play yesterday, and then just kind of didn't. A lot of had a lot of Williams in off and on yesterday. It was kind of confusing, and then I kind of felt with the wind and all that happening up there, and kind of the narrative was to play Jones kind of over Adams. Um, Jones did okay, and even Devontae did okay for a 9K price tag. I thought he didn't do. He wasn't deserving, obviously, of that price tag. He didn't make up for it to be deserving of that. Pivoting down to guys like DJ Moore, guys in better spots, Diggs, etc., made a lot more sense yesterday. If you was paying attention to my Twitter, I kind of posted that, so probably a little bit before lock, to share my final thoughts on kind of what I thought would be pivotal plays. And most of those plays worked out, and the fades mostly didn't. You just had to pay attention. Like I said, guys, pay attention to that Twitter feed. I will sometimes just do that to give a head sight. Um, Even if you are playing 20 lines at $1 a pop, never hurts to go that route just to try to kind of. It's never good to go all in on one specific player, because if you do, that player gets hurt or doesn't perform the way you think they will, then that leaves you kind of dead end. So try to think about that when you're playing DFS, because it can be tricky and it can make you sick sometimes. But nonetheless, we're moving on to Monday night slate, guys, as well. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. We're growing the channel little by little. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me so far. We're going to continue to make the videos, and soon we'll have some NBA action. I plan on doing some NBA videos as well, and possibly may even slip and do some possibly maybe some esports as well. Haven't really made my mind up on that just yet, but if you guys would like some esports, please let me know. I do like CS:GO, things like that. Just let me know if you guys would like videos like that as well. Moving on, we got the Vikings and the Bears tonight. Basically, defense against no defense. Great offense over against hardly any offense. So should be a fun game to watch. Obviously, Dalvin Cook is going to be a main player to have tonight. That goes without question. But moving on to our quarterbacks tonight. Personally, I think Nick Foles has got a lot to prove still. Although he could have sneaky value tonight just because the Vikings don't have that great of a defense. He hasn't played against the Vikings just yet. However, Cousins has, and hasn't always performed very well against them. However, he has been up and down this season, as well as Foles has been up and down. I do not feel like you may not need to have a quarterback in your lineup tonight to win an optimal lineup. However, I will say both quarterbacks are in play. As we've seen on these single game slates, anything can really happen. So as the moment you count out anything from happening, it happens and screws you out of a slate. So both these quarterbacks are in play. Both of these quarterbacks have struggled off and on this season at some point or another. The Bears have a pretty good defense. However, if they're on the field a lot, I feel like they get tired and they let some plays happen. So moving on to running backs. Obviously, Dalvin Cook first on the list. I just feel like he's a must play tonight, however you want to do it. If you can get him in your captain spot, even better. I think he's probably will be the most owned captain tonight. However, it just kind of goes without question. There's really no reason not to have him tonight. Kind of interesting tonight because on the Bears side of the game, I don't really feel like Madison's going to be a strong play to have tonight. He's going to be. I'm going to flip over to the flip over to the DraftKings side, it kind of these two correlate with each other when you have the players. Just talking about the players in general, kind of correlate with it. Most of these guys that are 200 on DraftKings are going to be the minimum on FanDuel, so you can kind of pick and play with that. Madison's $2,000 on DraftKings, a little bit higher priced on FanDuel. FanDuel, I'll just fade him. On DraftKings makes some sense if he's going to get some run. I mean, anything can happen. Dalvin Cook could get hit, go out of the game, then Madison comes in and has to perform. These sort of things, that's kind of like an injury correlation to kind of save yourself if you're playing like a 20 lines or something like that. That's kind of the correlation with that. If you're playing like a single line, I just think you go Dalvin Cook and you just, call it a day. Obviously going to have, looks like Lamar Miller may be a play tonight. I know he came up as well for Chicago. Obviously, it looks like Montgomery's not going to play, and then they're out without their two starting running backs now. So, with that being said, I really don't know which way you go here on the side. I want to say maybe Pierce and Lamar Miller may be good options tonight, and they're really cheap. So if you can get these two, Ryan, no, I just not too sure about him doing anything that great. I think this will be a committee thing tonight for the Bears. But I could see like Lamar Miller. This guy hasn't played significant this season. However, out of the three, I'd say probably Lamar Miller's probably the better of the three. So kind of take that as you will. I'd pay attention to the news on who's going to start tonight. I'm going to look up and kind of see if I can find anything that's kind of going to give me any correlation tonight on who's going to start for the Bears while I'm at it, and kind of see if I can get an update on that real quick. But why I'm doing the video, because things like that, you're kind of looking to see. I kind of want to know what is going to happen here with the Bears tonight and what they're looking at. Bears and their game script tonight. I mean, be a little bit different, I guess, if they were playing somebody with a tougher defense. But I mean, Ryan Nall is going to be their go-to guy tonight. He's a big back, 6'2", 239. I'm just going to guess he's not very fast. I would say that this will be a committee game tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if all three of these backs really run some tonight. But with that being said, kind of with your own risk, I don't know which way to go there. I just think Ryan Nall is a high price to pay at 62 to pay that much for him. I think you might be better off going with a Lamar Miller if you're going to do anything at 200. Might be able to salary saver tonight, and I kind of feel like that might be the way to go if you're going to include a running back from that side, but that's really scary to think about. But moving on to wide receivers, obviously Allen Robinson has not said whether he's going to play or not. He was limited in practice Saturday. It's Monday. He may very well play tonight. I'll look out for my Twitter feed on that. With that being said, Mooney and Corrado Patterson has been involved, and he may very well. That could be sneaky tonight. They could run some Cordell Patterson out of the backfield tonight. So I like Cordell Patterson to have some upside tonight, higher than usual. They like to do kind of like that what the Panthers do with Curtis Samuel and run Cordell Patterson out of the backfield some. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's back there some tonight. So watch out for that. On the as far as the Bears side, if Allen Robinson plays, obviously he and Darrell Mooney, Anthony Miller, some consideration, and Cordell Patterson. I'd probably say Cordell Patterson's my second favorite over Robinson, and then I'd go Mooney probably next, and then Cordell probably third actually. But just because he has that small chance he could be in the backfield some, actually probably not even a small chance, probably a greater chance now that Montgomery's out of there, that you see Cordell back there in the backfield a little bit more. Um, on the Viking side, obviously Thielen and Jefferson are the two main guys to catch for them guys. Some small, every now and then these other guys will get a catch here and there. As you can see, Beebe has not really had anything going on. Johnson hasn't really had anything going on. None of these other guys are getting catches. So really kind of hard to even go there after them two if you're going the Viking side. Probably tonight I would probably take the savings and go with Justin Jefferson over Thielen. Just me. Past 3 games, he's been the better of the two. He had a 43, a 6, and a 9, where Thielen had a 14, a 6, and a 6. So not impressive. However, Anthony Miller has came on a little bit here lately as well. So you could kind of go whatever you think on this with the Bears. I mean, you got 4 receivers that are in play, 2 only on the Vikings. Kind of however you want to correlate that. And tonight, but like I said, beware of that sneaky Cordell Patterson, running out of the backfield tonight. Moving on to tight ends, Jimmy Graham's obviously been a play. I've never liked the price showdown Jimmy Price on showdowns. However, he is in play. He's a big target. He's had 6, 7, and 6 targets, so he's very much in play. The Vikings really haven't used their tight ends this season. However, Kyle Rudolph got a couple targets last game. Irv Smith has been one of those guys to get some targets, but it looks like he's going to be out this game. So with that being said, it'll be the Rudolph and Conklin show. I don't expect him to go to tight ends very much. It could be a sneaky value play that they go with Conklin or something, and he catches a touchdown pass. It's happened before, guys. Showdown slates are weird like that. Guy may not catch a touchdown all season or catch a pass all season, but lo and behold, 10 games into the season, he pops up and catches a touchdown. Stranger things have happened. It's just showdowns. Those are just kind of the way the things goes. The moment you think you have it all figured out and the way it's going to correlate and go, it just doesn't go that way sometimes. So very hard to figure these out with one-liners. But that's pretty much me for what I like on this side. Cole Kmet looks he's going to be questionable. If he doesn't play, then Demetrius Harris will play in his place. So to me, it's pretty much the starters for either side. Probably Jimmy Graham's my favorite out of the bunch there to go with at tight end. Moving on to kickers, Dan Bailey's a hell of a kicker. Wouldn't surprise me if they get down there and couldn't score just because the Bears defense is pretty good. Santos has also been pretty good in his own right. But Dan Bailey put up a 13 last time out against the Bears. It's not unthinkable, guys. You think you play a player, he doesn't get but a couple catches, and he only gets like 6 points, and then your kicker comes out there and kicks 4 fucking field goals. He scores more than the wide receiver you thought would have some good volume that night, and outscores your receiver. It's happened, and it has happened many times. So just keep that in mind. Both kickers obviously in play, especially with the Bears struggling so much on offense, and with the Bears being good on defense, could halt the Vikings in their tracks tonight. This could be, I expect this game to be kind of mid-range scoring. I don't know, somewhere 30 to 23 or something like that maybe, but a lot of field goals I do expect in this game as well. Obviously, I would avoid defenses tonight myself. If you're going to play one, obviously, I think they're both in play. Nick Foles is kind of terrible sometimes, but sometimes he's good. Same thing with Kirk Cousins, same difference. The good news is that they have Cook back. If they didn't have Cook, it'd be a whole different ball game. But obviously having Cook is going to save the day for them many times more than one. Takes the load off of Kirk Cousins having to make plays, which this team is just a whole lot better team. With him taking the pressure off Cousins to have to make those plays. But good luck tonight, guys. I do favor the Vikings to win tonight. by a touchdown. Do think Dalvin Cook will have be the highest scorer on the slate, in my opinion. Um, However, like I said, look out for that Cordell Patterson out of the backfield. Guys, best of luck tonight. Any questions, comments, anything like that, please feel free in the YouTube section as well as on Twitter. If I found out any injury news on Robinson or anybody out other than that, if obviously I'll post that on Twitter. I also will post my Twitter feed in the comments or the tags or description of the video, so that way you guys can follow me over there if you do not already. Guys, win big money tonight. Have a good night. I will be with the DFS Bachelor tomorrow for our first look. Guys, have a good night. Goodbye.